ndibekela hlobo kuba into endiyibonayo apha ephosakeleyo yi-mentorship kumentorisho because i-problem kukungazi uba xa ufike kwinto ethile how do you resolve indlela yokuphila. You understand? It's because maybe zange ufundiswe okanye zange ubekho umuntu ombonayo esolve izinto ngendlela ethile xa idibene nazo. Uyayiva le nto ndiyithethayo? So we have that challenge, and ezinye izinto uzifumanela ngokwakho, awuyazi uba into ethile xa ithe funa kuyi-adresse njani, and sometimes uqomba ye ndiyi-adressele, you don't know how did you do it. Uyayiva le nto? Uzibona sowuwele sowungapha kwayo. You understand? Because there was nobody to kusifundisa uba funeka siphile njani. Ayichani nje ukuba amadoda manditsho in this case, ichana kwa abantu, even some Christians. Andithethi kule nto kwipoint yabantu abangakholwayo okanye kwabakholwayo, ndithetha abantu in general.
Yes.
Indlela yokuphila besithethe nge-relational approach. Ubhuti uthethe nge-relational approach, i-spirit of ubuntu. Ezo zinto you don't just zivelele ku, you are actually, you learn them from other people around you okanye sabe phambili kwakho okanye from the community. Uyayiva le nto ndithethayo? What I'm advising to address this issue, because you're gender-based violence, ifuna kwathina amadoda, because we are the perpetrators.
Yes.
You understand? La madoda ayiqondayo okanye sele nofifu about how to resolve issues, bathathe a lead, and they come with mentorship programs, because izaqala ngoku xa sekuba ikhona ixesha apho ibike yastrongo le nto kwakhona nalaa nto uyinene Mkhwetyane ikhona ngalaa xesha, and there was a great vibe of i-fellowship zamadoda. Hey guys, there was a great vibe of i-fellowship zamadoda, but zaphelela phi? Zaphelela emoyeni. Zaphelela emoyeni. And it's high time not to be reactive, to be responsive as men, to create that environment. Because kukho amadoda angaziyo uba ukuba yindoda yintoni, lintoni uxanduva lendoda.
Yeah. Exactly.
We understand.
But may I just interject again, Pico? For me, what has transpired today, I like it kakhulu, because we initially thought we were dealing with a gender-based violence.
Yes.
And God has been good, because we did not just want to take a problem and say this is the solution.
Yeah.
We went deeper in the diagnosis of actually what is the root cause. But I think what came out of the conversations is that all the social ills have a similar root cause. So it's not just the gender-based violence.
Yes.
So gender-based violence actually is a symptom of the root cause. So it's like a tree that has these roots
Or the fruits.
that are messed up. So the leaves and the fruits that are produced there are those symptoms, are a product of those roots. So I'm in agreement with you that is not necessarily going to help us tomorrow with our diagnosis. But what I think is appropriate is to look at a phased approach of a solution. We need, for example, to have short-term activities that are going to seek to address the social ills, including the gender-based violence, among others. We need to have medium to long-term things that are going to deal with the root cause. And we need the long-term that are going to seek to deal with the root cause and wipe it and clean those roots. So when we talk, for example, of engaging and bringing and being intentional about bringing the spirit of Ubuntu amongst us as Africans, for example, I mean, it's going to require programs that are going to be conscientizing people to say, actually, we had an asset, we lost that asset, we need to reclaim that asset. But it's not going to take a year, it's not going to take 2, it's going to take maybe 5 years of being very deliberate and experiencing the benefits of being in that environment until it becomes part of your makeup again. But again, the short-term ones that can be saying it is not appropriate for a man to raise a hand. You know, the man by design is supposed to be a protector, a provider, you know, and. You know, so for me, I think that's my contribution. But not only that, I think one of the things that I liked about Uludwe's analogy of even the white communities, for me, it brings about the issue of the economic injustices. Because the truth is, when a person does not have resources, when you are on the other side, on the negative side of the economic injustice, even your righteousness becomes affected. You know, even the beautiful things that you want to do. You know, we were talking in Ubuntu and we were saying, when we were doing evangelism in Tata, we actually learned that the ladies that were prostitutes there, it was their only last hope to bring money to feed their children.
Sure.
It's not because they enjoyed sleeping with other men. There were no jobs, there was nothing. So the economic injustice hit them so hard that the only next best thing that was available for them was to go and sell their bodies to raise their children. So I also want us to be very mindful of the need to, you know, to fix the economic injustices of the past as part of the problem that we have in the country. Because when you look at white communities, I mean, you go to their schools, you know, the recreational facilities, I mean, the stadium and this and this and this and this, they are just designed for them to succeed. You go to, I mean, Ezwelile, you go to Mtanzane, Spunzana, those schools, it's almost like they're fulfilling righteousness, you know, but it's not designed to produce, you know, a successful leader in the country.
I have a problem with it. But also when we look at, if we even going to think about economical injustice, I mean, it's really a big problem of the country. As we know, all of us, that we are one of the most, I think we are one of the top-rated countries when it comes to inequality. Of course, the most, the economy being in the hands of those who the white people. But if we can look at that currently, because I think even the leadership of the country is well aware of those things. I think there are problems and there are more challenges in terms of addressing that, more than we can think that they can be resolved. Because if it was easy, it could have been done. I think 20 years ago when we when democracy took over this country. They could have started then in addressing the economical injustice. But the leadership, up to date, the politicians are not doing nothing. Even us that are not in leadership, the people, we are not doing anything to show that we want also to be the beneficiaries of the economy of this country, to not be disadvantaged. Those who are poor, they also are contributing in this way, that they are also supporting whatever is going on. In terms of gender-based violence, ukuba sizawuthi address the economy to correct it, then it will take other years, because we failed to do that for the past 20 years. And all of us being aware that it is a problem. And it was a struggle even before to address this economical injustice. If we can go that, because seriously, it contributes, it's a number one contributor to the way things are, even to the social injustice that we're experiencing today. Economical injustice is the number one contributor. Why do I say that? We as children, it's a pity that we say it was then, during our time, a father was absent. But today, it's highly possible that a mother and the father is absent in your life. A child is like a street kid. Is growing without a mother and the father. Why do I say that? A mother is at work from 8 to 5. A child is at school, coming back from school, and the mother, when he comes back from work, can't talk with the child, is tired, can't have any decent conversation with the child, and he don't have a time to what? To raise that child, and to even teach anything to that child. Because most of the time, they are out there to work for us. As a result, if you go to this white school, the parents are forever there.
Yes.
They are forever there.
Economic injustice.
That's what I'm saying, to justify that. But if we are to address that, it's also a contributing factor. We can't run away from that. And the absence of the father and of the parents, it causes problem. Where there is no leader, there is what? Chaos. We can not also run away from that. But saying this, because we like Tina, we learn how to swim along the way. Some of the things, our parents are even surprised. How did we get to know them? You understand? Because they never taught us. So that's the challenge that we have and that we need to address.
So, maybe mandingene and maybe ndingena shift focus ngapha. I think we've been laboring so much on factors, that contribute to all this gender-based violence that we see going around. And maybe for just a sec, look at the victims. One, let's take for an example a woman that is being abused. The first thing that one should do, this is my advice. The first time you must run, because
you
must run. I'm talking about the boyfriend situation now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You are a girlfriend to a boyfriend. You have a boyfriend. You are not married. The first time the boyfriend lifts a finger, you must run, because you need to accept abantu for who they are, rather than saying no, it's because Don't you say it told me I'm
I'm gonna change it.
Yes, it's because no, ebenomsindo khange ndimfudumezele ukutya xa ifika or whatever reason. So one, nathi bomama sanusenzela nzima. If uyabethwa baleka, because now this is going to happen. Uzawumane ungumntu othi uzawurepota, but into eyenzekayo lo mntu qho after enzile le nto, what we are good at as men is keeping umntu ngoku simoshayo. No, we excel. It is the last time, you know, namantu banje, then you know, we'll always have a story. Yes, you know, and because but what, you know, so run. But now let's go to an issue of you are married, you know, and you lack financial, as the situation is to most women that actually are being violated day by day and keep quiet about it. To even take it further, some women, especially to cases whereby a father is a stepfather to a child of a girl, we have cases whereby they even sleep with the daughter because where the bread that is coming with the father. You have situations currently where umntu utshatile but usenomntana emtshatweni, and it's known that the father, the stepfather, is sleeping with the daughter because where the resources that come with this man. This is where God comes in, because for this to be practical, you cannot just run away because what are you going to eat? Because these are their thoughts. This is when you must say, yes, you'll go report the case, but what happens is that you need a backup. One needs to have Jesus, because without Jesus, there will be no confidence to say that, how am I going to survive after all this has happened? Because we cannot run away from the fact that it is a big factor for someone who is afraid of losing everything to then stay just because, so what am I saying? Jesus is the solution. I know sometimes this thing, it seems as if we are spiritualizing it. But until one runs away for her life, because we need to accept that are priceless, that we cannot run away from. But the second we substitute, or we say, as long as it's our right up engine, then it's like we are mtuma to continue doing all these things. So women need also to take a stand. Yeah, but one thing also maybe to the advantage that I know about women is that they talk. But the same thing happens when they don't talk. When women then don't talk about these things, what happens? Then they stay victims. I don't know whether that makes sense.
So basically, Uti.
Yes.
Ukubethwa nje.
Yeah. Yes.
When I did my law 101 with definitions of a crime.
Yes.
Specific crimes. Abuse comes in different forms. There's verbal abuse.
Yes. Sure.
Once you abuse verbally, you must know ukuthi from there into elandela uzoqhusha.
Ability.
Once umuntu abuse financially, the next thing uzoqhusha. Once umuntu abuse emotionally, yazi into elandela uzoqhusha, because akho umuntu nokuvisa kabuhlungu ngamabomu and deliberately hurt you kanti lo muntu is not capable of killing you. Cut your throat and dig a shallow grave akufihle. So uthi,
yes,
once kwaqala abuse,
yes,
khala ungahlali utyiwa ikon
Exactly.
because there are financial benefits for you
Exactly.
nomntwana wakho.
Even if he is tall, dark, and handsome.
Oh,
Yes.
even if he hunk.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
a little bit confused. And that's
Sure.
Gabriel. What is emotional abuse?
Let me help quickly.
And also, what you call resilience? Does it only physical abuse?
Emotional abuse, let me be clear this one because it's big. Yeah.
Yeah.
Emotional abuse is when.
Financial abuse.
Okay. Okay.
Yintoni enye ibizile? Yintoni?
Physical, emotional, financial, and verbal.
Verbal abuse. Okay, yeah, can say lezi zithi ngiyazi physical yona.
Okay.
Leyo bed.
Emotional abuse. Maybe let's start with the verbal. Verbal abuse is when you say things that are demeaning to someone. Is when you say things to someone, knowing that I can't anoyenza usithetha because you understand.
Usisibhanqa wena.
Usisithenge.
Udoma.
Yeah. No, yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's those insults, you know.
Like
Sometimes even being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a relational. It's how you
No
relate
kuthetha
to.
uba umuntu azibone engabalulekanga ngeyona.
Exactly.
Mad.
Emotional. If verbal. Now there is no emotional without the verbal, because usually it's what leads there.
Well,
But I don't want to say maybe no, because sometimes also the way we should, for an example, silent treatment can be emotional abuse. For an example, we had a disagreement, and then I feel that I was wronged, and then my response to that as a solution, instead of coming to you and say that this is the issue, I keep quiet. Ukuqumba. But now ukuqumba kwam ndiqumba iveki. I don't know whether I understand what I'm saying.
Or
Now,
what
when
is
I'm
common
needed-
to men.
Yes, sure.
when I love this because most of the chat play.
Yeah.
When a spouse
Yes.
singafuni
He's tired.
ukunika inkonzo yakho yasebusuku, when she deprives you is sex,
Let's say she's tired.
ayiqale by causing unnecessary argument, abe intentions zakhe ikukujika ngezantsi.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's an abuse.
Ungawuthetha kakhulu. Ogqiba uqumbe. You can call that one psychological. Psychology.
But again,
Ayikho sexual abuse.
ikhona.
Ikhona.
Yeah, but it's sexual abuse, of course. It's when a man or a woman violates omnye sexually.
Ithathe ediniwe.
One good thing ngayo is that yeah, it is rape is part of sexual abuse, but it sometimes, you know, even something very interesting. I hope we do was it's very interesting, the issue of rape. You know, it is an act by Pasengo 2007. Yayenza brought kakhulu into ye. Remember there was sodomy. Indoda enyanza, but he rape ngoku. Yeah, because so sodomy was made or looked at ngongati it's a little lower kunaxa. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be a man's private part that is forced into a woman's private part. It can be a finger, it can be a man's private part forced into umlomo and all those type of things, but without being sidetracked. Abuse is a flashing red light.
Yeah.
Ekuthini wena uphethwe kakubi, and in whatever form.
Yeah.
And
The worst is still coming.
the worst is still coming. But here's the thing. When it comes to relationships, because you mentioned a number of things ezenza ukuthi abantu bahlale kwi-relationships when they are being abused.
Yes.
One of izinto that are
Yes.
common, and I hope, you know, when we talk about, you know, all these things, ixesha lihamba, singamadoda doesn't necessarily have to be us, because, you know, we're a family, and from here we'll disperse and go to different places. But here's the thing. When you get into a relationship, this is empowering, you know, our sisters. When you get into a relationship
Yes.
with a man, from the get-go, you cannot be 26, 24, and get into a relationship ungayazi direction yayo uba iyaphi. If a man comes to you and say, ndiyakuthanda, intentions, ask those hard questions. If you harbor, you know, ilenduka yokubana uchatwe one day,
Yeah.
then let the guy know.
Yeah.
Because you are going to get into that relationship hoping that the guy will marry you one day. And yena ubis, he's just being a F-boy.
Hey.
He's just, you know, playing around.
Yeah.
He's making you eat dummy until afumane
The real McCoy.
is right. So from the onset, relationships need to be clearly defined. They need to have
Objectives.
Yes.
talk about this from the beginning. That's what I wanted to say.
What about a woman who enters into a relationship having been abused in other relationships and now feeling lonely? She knows that her desire is just to have someone next to her, because again, there is nothing better than love. Even if it's not even something close.
Close to it.
Yes. So what about that woman who feels like, hey, my expectations are not that high, but it doesn't mean I don't desire to be married.
Then you communicate your expectations with relationship. That's basically what I was saying. If the guy is hoping that one day she will marry you, and when, because it is the same thing, it's just vice versa. And when as a lady, you have no intentions of marrying the guy. Literally, you want to have fun. That must be communicated from the get-go. That's why.
Don't use umntana abantu.
That's why in city,
From both sides.
it should never be too early to discuss those kind of things. That's why, you know, a man will propose love to you, and within a month, 2 months, maybe, if I'm being generous, he will know whether he will marry you or not. So it doesn't take long for a man to know whether he will marry you or not. So it's a question of try and get out from here.
Yes,
I know Guti, it doesn't mean Guti, a person cannot lie to you and say I will marry you.
No, of course.
But timelines will tell whether this person has
Practice.
intentions or not.
So the possibility is also there that a man can say to you and propose love, and yet actually all he means is that he wants to sleep with you.
Yes.
Exactly.
So it's important to say the love you're talking about, is it because you want to sleep with me, or so basically that's what you're saying.
Oh, there's difference between love and
No,
infatuation.
I'm just saying it's you're even advising our female counterparts out there to say when a person comes to you, well, by the way, there are women who propose men. So
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
that's
Yes.
not.
Yes.
If anyone comes to you to propose love, is it because all this person wants is to have sex with you, or the person is looking for commitment?
Because there are those relationships where there are no strings attached. I mean, the girls are liberated out there.
Yeah.
They have those smash and grabs. And if you are catching feelings, they will leave you.
Yeah.
So let's understand that times also have changed. Girls, they know what they want, they get what they want, and they run like boys used to do. So
Yeah.
a guy can be a victim of that as well.
Yeah.
But on the other side, you know what? Girls, they want resources. Some of them, they will go to a man whether is abusive or not, as long as
Is going to provide.
no resources.
That's really
Yeah.
Some of them sebechatile namadoda, to them ukuthi mabaphume, you don't know why they were there in the
Yeah.
first place.
Yeah.
Maybe Payana not
Yeah.
for any other
be
thing.
loved.
Yeah, they
Not
want
to be
security.
loved. They want
Just wanted
security
security.
financially,
Yeah.
economically. So that's another thing. It goes back to that
Yeah.
economical injustice issue.
Yeah.
Because some women, they want economical security from a man more than actually they want a man. So a man can give some other men a right to treat them anyhow.
Yeah.
As trash.
You understand? Because and Bona, they won't, even if they feel that, they won't do anything. It's not what it doesn't matter much to them. What matters is that the man, imane mthengelu impahla, uhlala kwi-mansion,
Yeah.
is
Naxa ibuza uba ntoni ukuthi kaloku unika i-10,000 izolo nanamhlanje this week ndinike i-20 ufuna ntoni kum ke ngoku awubuya next month.
athi zabuya kulo nyaka uzayo.
So now in closing,
Yes, I wanted to say, okay.
in closing, what message, maybe 1 minute each, what message do we want to, relay out there to men who are abusing women? Is there anything that you want to say to me?
Yes.
No, you go first.
Yeah. Yabona okokuqala, what is clear is that when a man is abusive to a woman, it's an indicator that the guy has serious problems. Because in most cases, you'd find that the perpetrator, the man, as he hits, he knows that even if the woman would hit back, he's gonna win the fight. So it's a really matter of just ukumgrogrisa umuntu nokumphatha ndlongondlongo nokungamxabisi, but ibonakalisa ubundlobongela nokungabikho right kwaloo. So those people really need to look at themselves hard and think really who is benefiting. Yabo, what do they really gain by damaging and hitting? Because that thing has serious consequences on mom. It's a serious damage. It's not a matter of us, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. That does not solve even a problem, because
Sedibene nomuntu right.
What happens is that the minute uqala uba ne-conversation, ufumana uba ne-conversation ayile direction ayanga seqala ukoyika uba hey andizobethwa nangu. Now the next thing uzawudoubt uba is it even right for me to express myself? So it's a very sensitive issue, and it's very deep, and men really need to understand that ukuba indoda does not mean ukuba ufuna ukube physical. On the contrary, kufuneka ukwazi ukubonisa uthando nangokungavi kamandi. Being a man is being able to take a sour note or sour sarcasm note from a woman. Ethetha into ongayithandiyo ingangeni kamandi. But because uyindoda ezizoleyo ummamele and xa urespond politely, umbonisa uba, you know what, to be honest, it's quite unfair into uthethayo, but without you being physical. Thank you.
To men out there, my daughter, stop abusing women. Sikhule thina singamaXhosa kuthiwa umuntu obhinqileyo akabethwa, mbetha ngechefu.
Yes.
And nabantwana kuba bengakwazi uzenzela nto, innocent child, abo ba abuse abantwana, stop what you are doing. That is not correct. You are creating a monster out of that child. Mntana ozokhula emotionally abused because of izinto zenzayo. Aba la madoda abuse abantwana sexually. That is not correct. you need help. You need to go for help. Onke amadoda abuser women, they need to help. And if you can't go to God, go and see
Professional help.
go seek professional help because you need help. That's all.
Hey, for me, it's a difficult one because if you may look at this as so I know it doesn't talk much on now. So I will say reforms. Reforms. We need to look at the society as a whole. We need to look at the society as a whole. Ne? If I can go back to what I said, ne? So Eastern Sam would actually mean no, hey, it's a lost cause, but it is not. If we can have some form of awarenesses, I remember Dala. There was this thing here, Dala, what was called Soul Seed. I don't know what's now. Soul Seed titled a lot of things, and there were good actors there.
Of course.
If you're and they tackled Payana in the abuse. Kakuru. At the time, there was this thing, Oxapuma in the HIV and AIDS. So it was mainly focusing on that, but with other aspects. So for me, is reform, and reforms. Because what we find now is that in most due to past experience that's why kunjeni. So if we can do these things, reforms basically, ne? on Tina as human beings, and even lessons, it's part of it. I don't really believe that this thing you really need I know, okay, it's cases is different, but I truly don't believe, I truly don't believe that you wenza the right thing, for instance, because and he does not know. I know I'm contradicting myself, but that's why I'm saying reforms.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. In terms of low-hanging fruits, I would like to call on men who have enjoyed sexual relations with their partners, and out of that they had children, is that let not your child be fatherless while you're still alive. Go and find your child. Have a relationship. If the parents want you to pay some dowry, do that. Not for yourself, but for your child. Because your absence and you continuing sleeping around with others, you are causing more problems. That's one. Two, I don't want to repeat all the wonderful things that have been said, but I want to throw a spanner in the works here for the next conversation. Isaiah chapter 4 verse 1, a very amazing verse. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own food and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by your name, to take away our reproach. So I would like us at some point to engage this, to say when there are no men out there, most men have become so useless that just focusing on drinking, and no values, no leadership, and maybe there's only a few men who are sitting around the table. What are you saying to the women out there? Are you saying to them they must stay with and look at those men, or they can follow this scripture of saying 7 women say we will pray, we will feed ourselves, we'll clothe ourselves, all we want is the protection from you. Give us your name and take away our
Yeah.
reproach.
Wow. Maybe in closing, I will say this. We as men need to understand mhlawumbi, our godly responsibility. What do I mean by that? Men are protectors of the society, protectors of the families.
Yes.
And when I was growing up, of course, I mean, ukhula sikhula singamajita bese sithi yo lo mntana ulahlile. Guys, that mentality is messed up. Intombazana ayilahli. It's an opportunity for you to protect her. It's an opportunity to show ukuthi when men are trash, as it is said out there, there's one, which is you, who is not. With taverns, with ship-ins, with nightclubs, when a girl has had too much to drink, when a girl is vulnerable, whichever way, it doesn't mean that it's a chance for you to take advantage of her. That's basically what I wanted to say. Thanks, guys, for the discussion, and I have it captured on the video, and I'll share it with other men, and I hope that it's going to help, because I mean, see, family, it's not like we took men from, we are family, we are blood, we are related, but it's good that even Nati, you know, to talk about these things, because we have sons as Zetu, you know, at least in us, we don't have a generation yabani now, but we have sons.
Yes.
And we hope that our sons will not go through what we went through.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then that they will, because Tina, there are things that we are dealing with, we are struggling with. Investments zangokusa school. So let's try and be strong in being there for our children, and also let's look for opportunities to further and nurture boys out there who have been abandoned by their fathers. Sifumane that opportunity to be there and just be there. That's all.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Okay,
guys.
thank you.